Good day and welcome to one of Taff's tutorials. I'm Taff. Today we're going to run through some basic enhancements that can be made to photographs to help everything pop in them. So some of what I'm going to go through will involve you kind of having a little play around with the actual settings and deciding on what it is that works best for you. The way I'll go about things today is I'll create new layers for absolutely everything so that you can see what difference each step actually makes to the image overall. So we have a photograph of one of my daughters here having a bit of a rest with cucumbers on her eyes. So we'll click down here in the bottom right of the layer pane to duplicate the layer. The first thing we'll do is we'll go to colors, brightness and contrast. We're going to take the brightness down a little and the contrast up a little. So I find that for me somewhere around about +7 and +5 maybe and -10 kind of works for me. So we'll go for -8 and +7. It doesn't make that much of a difference. So if we preview, it just kind of gives a little enhancement. So we'll duplicate that layer again just so that you can see each step and how much of a difference it makes. Then I'll put the exposure up a little to bring back some of the brightness. It's a bit too bright. There we go. And some of the black level up to, yes, that's to yet again bring out the sharpness in the image. We'll OK that. Yet again, we're going to duplicate this so that you can see at the end. I'll run through each layer and show you what it's actually achieved. A little bit of saturation to help make the colors pop a little. You don't want to go too far with this because it really makes the image look very, very artificial. So that seems about right to me. We'll click OK. And then finally, you need to duplicate the layer for this one anyway. So you duplicate the layer, go to Filters, Enhancement, High Pass. Now I like to put the standard deviation up to about maybe 30, maybe a little more. Yeah, about 35. And then click OK. Now, as you can see, this isn't very good, but this is to actually make the image sharper. So if we go to grain merge, et voila, you can see the difference it's made. If I click off, she's slightly blurry, and suddenly everything is really popping into focus. That is what that does. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to delete this layer. And we will add it again, except we'll put the grain merge on, turn the layer to grain merge initially. So if you go to Filters, Enhance, High Pass, you can play around with the high pass filter as the grain merge is already on and have a look to see what it actually does to your image. So preview off, preview on, OK. So there we go. So we'll go through all these stages again. As you can see, so initially we've got a photograph of my daughter lying down, a little bit of contrast up, brightness down, a little bit of exposure and black level up, a tiny bit of saturation, and then the high pass filter to finally bring it all into sharpness. Now I'll move the original photo up so you can see the difference that it's made. That's the original. that's the edited. So the original looks almost like it's in soft focus now. We've got a bit more color, a bit more sharpness to the image. This can, lets you quickly go through photos and edit them so that they look a little better. The other thing that I would say is, if you go into, when you've actually completed this, if you go into your, for example, brightness, there's the settings I last used, so you can convert a lot of photos to using exactly the same settings. If you've taken a bunch of photos in the same environment and want them all to have the same processing. I hope this helps.